Gunline. Fire mission coming down. You're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, mid-month memo. For the very first time, we're going to do something different here and going to start going instead of the midweek to the mid-month. I'm your host, Lopez, and with me, as you can see, I got old scrawny. I can't even say that anymore. The man got his gains swole.
Yeah.
Old Lee Hunt, the
One and only
black man himself. The
angry
one
black man.
You can't clone me. Yeah, we got you. But thanks for listening here to the On the Gunline podcast, man, where we shoot the shit like we did in the past. Today, we got a good one for you. We actually started talking before we started recording, and quick question for y'all out there in the podcast world. How do y'all feel about those young bucks, getting some sloppy toppy from them fine ass teachers out there? Because honestly, how do you feel, Hunt?
I mean, like you said, man, we kind of talked about this, and I feel fucked up because of the double standards. Like, hey, dude, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Clap them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That's a 40-year-old woman. That's maybe a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old woman that wants you to clap them cheeks. Clap them cheeks. Excuse me, semicolon, however, comma. And at the end of the day, that's still child molestation. But it's like, that's the double standard that we were talking about, man. Because if it was vice versa, and a 20, 30-year-old man was, clapping a 14, 15-year-old girl's cheeks, everybody would be up in arms.
Oh yeah. Well, let's fucking flip it on that. What if it's a gay kid who's gay 14, 15-year-old and he's clapping cheeks with a fucking 20-year-old, 30-year-old man?
Yeah, man. Like I said, that is so fucking crazy. And here's the deal. Like, personally, like, once again, like, I really wouldn't give it too much attention like I would if it was a young woman doing that. And that's what's fucked up, man. And that's the double standards that we were talking about. Now,
especially being parents, both of us are parents of daughters.
Yeah.
And my God. I'd be doing time for the rest of my motherfucking life.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's weird. It's fucked up to say, but it's like, I don't know, man. And it's fucked up for me to even admit it, but it is a triple standard. It really is a triple standard.
What's the triple?
Because like you said, the triple standard, right? It's different if it's a young female doing it, right? A young girl, 14, 15 years old. And like I said, like personally, a 15, 16-year-old boy clapping cheeks, keep that shit to yourselves. Who cares? Like, that's a grown woman. Clap them cheeks. Get that PS5. You know what I'm saying? If it's two gay dudes, listen, ain't my cup of tea, but do what you do. You feel me?
Now, I don't know, dude. I mean, because I know when I was in junior high, I guess they call it middle school now. But when I was in junior high, I had this teacher, redhead, Miss Boren. I think this is where my affinity for redheads comes from. Bro, I was sprung. I mean, I'm talking about stuck on stupid on Miss Boren. This was at Bethune Junior High School on 69th and Broadway out in South Central Los Angeles. Her name was Miss Boren. She used to catch the RTD bus from Gardena, where she lived, to our school. All right, in the ghetto. And dude, I would be happy when she was on the bus, when I would catch the bus, because we'd be on the bus together, bro. Whoo! And then she was my English teacher, man.
Man, that's some old dangerous mind shit you're talking about right there,
Bro, I'm telling you, she was my first fucking crush. Like, she made me get fucking swing. I would get in trouble just for her to chastise me.
Like, I can't remember her name. I know her last name started with an H. But like, when I went to high school at OHS, she was like, I think she was English teacher. She was behind the main school. So you had the main school, and there was like a little portable buildings, but not the little outside. It was the little annex buildings. She was in those buildings, and like, I had a crush on the whole old ass. Like, it's funny because like a year I went to basic AIT, came home thinking I was a shit, just walking around the mall in my BDUs at the time, just getting my Conor McGregor on and shit, right?
You were that
Yeah, I was that fucking boot. Straight the fuck up. I was that boot. I even had my motherfucking sleeves rolled up and shit. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I ran into her ass, and I was like, listen, I'm a grown man now. I was like, I was on some Key Sweat shit. I was like, listen, I may be young, but I'm ready.
She wasn't having it, was she?
Wasn't having it, Chief. Wasn't having it. Like, hey, get this rod. Call me Todd.
I tell you what, though, I mean, I got jealous because she started dating my history teacher. His name is Lawrence. I got jealous as fuck. Yeah, I still remember these names. Jeremy Lawrence. You were my U.S. history teacher in 8th grade at Bethune Junior High School, located on 69th Street and Broadway in South Central Los Angeles. But anyways,
coming for you. You know what you did? Yeah, coming for that Mark Buster.
I don't know, man. For all I know, Miss Bourne now, she's probably fucking 2 tons of fun, Big Mama Jamma.
Okay, hey, listen, got to be 2 something to do something.
Hey, but all I know is Miss Bourne, if you ever see this, I was fucking in love with you, lady. I mean, I wouldn't have snitched on us. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
There was no phones, so you could record the shit back then anyway. There was no Snapchat. There was no, you know what I'm saying, taking a picture, showing it to your friends, and that shit getting out like that, man.
Not only that, I mean, even if you would have told somebody, ain't nobody gonna believe your ass. Like, motherfucker, you lying. You ain't gotta kick it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you getting that PS5, clapping cheeks.
Dude, I was thinking about getting a PS4 right now, just because the PS5 is, you know, this is like the first generation of the PS5. I'll probably wait a year or 2 before the PS5 Perfect comes out. But
so it's crazy you said that, right? Because when I got my PS4 back in 2013, it was brand new. That's when they first came out, right? About 2 months later, the shit had broke, and I had to get it fixed. So I'm personally waiting until about like February, March, April time frame to buy a PS5.
I'm not gonna buy one. Unfortunately, I thought about buying one. I just can't afford it because honestly, fucking my dog and my bank account. My what I was saving for was a motorcycle, you know, because I wrecked my old one. So I was saving up to buy a new motorcycle. So check this out. I made a deal with the old lady, right? I told her, you know, when can I get a motorcycle? When can I buy one? She said, well, whenever I get my Acadia, you can get yourself a new motorcycle. You can upgrade because the Scout, you know, I wrecked it, but we want something a little bit bigger now anyway, because, you know, we wanted to start cruising longer distances. So I took my Silverado, my Sierra. I had a GMC Sierra, right? I took it to get the oil change. So while I'm there, I'm like, why not go check out what they have out here in stock? So I'm there and I'm looking at the GMC Acadias. I'm like, okay, this looks doable. So just out of curiosity, I asked them, hey, how much would you give me for my Sierra? You know, if I was to trade it in and get an Acadia. My mind started working, bro. They said they pretty much gave me an extra $500 for turning in my Sierra. I had super low mileage on it. I only had like 65,000 on it. It was a 2015. So I was like, okay, sold. So I'm thinking in my head, all right, I'm getting rid of my truck, which I love, but I'm giving her the Acadia, and I'm getting my fucking bike this year. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I started saving my ducats, baby. Saving my motherfucking ducats in my account. USA was looking sweet. And I was going to put a down payment, get myself a nice Indian Springfield. Good to go, right? Wrong.
Sight, you thought?
Motherfucking dog. My dog, apparently, I thought had the Rona. Because this bitch was like, ugh, 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 and spitting shit up. So I was going to let it die.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, my wife comes more of a caring family. See, in my family, we gave the dog some tetracycline, and if the bitch lived, it lived. If it died, we got a shovel in the backyard.
Yeah, I take that
job. So, long story short, she took the dog to the vet. You know how much an X-ray is on a dog?
I'm pretty sure it's at least $600. 400?
Some change for an X-ray. Oh, it gets better. The dog had heartworm. Okay. So apparently, I'd never heard of heartworm. All right. So apparently, mosquito bites leads to worms in the heart area. They grow. and expand the dog's heart and lungs. It expanded so much that it drained my fucking account.
God, dog, just to do open heart surgery on a dog. That's why I don't have dogs, man.
Bro, it's not even open heart surgery. It's medication.
God,
3 shots. Wait, there's more. This shit ain't even fucking guaranteed to work, bro.
Oh no.
Still die. This is just hoping that it works. So I'm fucking playing Russian roulette with a goddamn dog over my motorcycle, and I can't ride this fucking dog if it lives.
You better than me, man, because old Yellow would have been taken out back. You know what I'm saying?
With that said, that's one of the topics I actually wanted to discuss with you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the limit that a motherfucker should go to for a dog or a pet? You know, everybody's got to have an amount. Like I understand now that I'm able to afford it more, you know, to try to keep a dog alive for the family's sake, you know, the kids, you know what I'm saying? It's a puppy. They've had it since a puppy. You know?
Guess what? Another puppy.
But see, that's the thing. Listen, I ain't getting no more puppies, man.
Yeah, I'm probably the wrong person to ask this shit because, like, listen, Mike Vick wasn't wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh damn, Mike Vick, come on, man, he was wrong for that shit. You don't kill a dog because it didn't win the fight.
So do y'all do that shit with roosters?
First of all,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a Mexican thing. I ain't Mexican. Get your goddamn Hispanics right.
Well, check it out. You got Mexican followers. I guarantee you got Mexican friends. Do they do that shit when the roosters lose?
Okay, I could eat a rooster. I can't eat a fucking dog.
Okay, tomato. Same week, different day.
No. See, here's the thing. Like, because I used to be maybe in the arena of fighting. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
I never saw anyone kill their dog. I mean, I know there was folks out there that would do that shit, but you know, 9 times out of 10, you didn't. You know, you would just be like, "Hey, good fight, catch on the rebound." You know, give them penicillin injections. But
the thing was, it wasn't even Vic; it was his cousins. But because it was his land, he got fucked up for it. Now, I'm not advocating like cruelty to animals whatsoever, because like I got a homegirl, she hear this shit, she gonna be, "Fuck you, Michael, you piece of shit." I'm not advocating cruelty to animals.
Peter's about to fucking catch us, bro. They're about to cancel our asses.
Fuck a Peter. Listen, I just got through eating some chicken wrapped in bacon. They can fucking kick my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, dude. But see, that's what brought up my question, because just recently, like I said, what was going on with my dog, you know, and I'm being serious when I say it cost me some ducats, and it hurt, and it still hurt me. I'm sad because that's. But at the same time, I look at the flip side, like, you know what? It's still alive. It's a being, and it's not like it was more for my motorcycle versus, you know. Now, if it's gonna go into my fucking bank account where it's gonna affect my livelihood, that dog dead.
Oh yeah, listen, man. Like I said, I am not advocating whatsoever cruelty to animals. I'm not advocating dog fighting. Let me make that clear. Like, I personally don't get down with this shit. I mean, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But like, at the same time, like you said, man, some people take the shit too far extreme with the dog. It's like, okay, the dog dies, get another fucking one. If I die, guess what? You can't get another fucking me, but you can get another fucking dog.
Till Valhalla, brother.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. Listen, for y'all that don't know, I know y'all may see me drinking or whatever, but guess what? Moses still drunk. Who else still drunk? Who was it? It wasn't Lot. Was it Lot that got saved from Sodom and Gomorrah? I think it may be Lot, but he's still drunk. His daughters got him faded, and they raped that man. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it twisted because I still drink. Jesus come first in my life now. Y'all know me. Y'all know I was an atheist. But listen, Jesus come first in my life now. I have no shame with telling people that. But I'm still gonna have me a drink. Like, God even talked about people drinking wine. So don't judge me, lest ye be judged. Semicolon, however, comma. Fuck it, I'm a drink. I forgot where I was going with that shit because I had to go on a tangent.
Bro, you lost everybody right now.
Yeah, I did.
Can you hear me now?
Got you now.
We were following you on a one-way street, following you.
Man.
And all of a sudden, you just busted a right turn in front of our asses and let us keep going.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm known for doing, man. I seen a squirrel, so I had to go for it.
You confused everybody and their mama with that one. But I mean, I don't even know where the hell that was fucking going with goddamn with dogs. And so check it. So here's my thing. No matter how much money a motherfucker has, all right, there's got to be a limit on how much you would spend on your dog or your pet, your family friend. I think that limit personally should be once it hits 1G. All right. Once it hits G, you know what? G golly, bye-bye. You gone.
You giving that too much credit, brother, because once you hit about like 400-500, hey, we gotta go. We gotta stop. Cut sling low.
You know what, dog? I think we should treat them like cars. You know, once the value exceeds the value of the fixing of or repair of the vehicle exceeds the value of the mutt, it's a total loss, Chief.
Cut sling low, Chief. Yeah, cut sling low.
Yes, sir. So to the listeners out there, what do y'all think, man? What do you guys believe is the limit? Is there a limit? I know some people call their fucking animals fur babies.
Yeah, crazy people.
I'm sorry. I will never compare an animal to a child unless I can put my child in a fucking cage and keep them locked up in there overnight without getting in trouble.
U.S. government? But that's besides the point. Semicolon had ever come. You know what I'm saying?
Obama.
Yeah, we're talking about animals and shit, and that reminded me, like, if anybody wants to make some serious money, you need to get into the massage therapy world, and you need to get into massaging horses. That shit is worth so much fucking money. It'll blow your race horses. That shit is worth so much fucking money.
Bro, I mean, are you doing a happy ending on the fucking horse as well?
Nope. Man, listen. that shit is worth. You're going to be making 6 figures a year doing that.
You know what, man? I'll take your word for it.
Found this shit out. It's crazy, man. Massaging horses, you can make over 6 figures a year.
Let me tell you a quick story. When I was living in El Salvador at the age of 16, when my parents had deported me over there, I went out there and there was a horse. And they were like, hey, Danny, go ahead and jump on and ride it. All right, no problem. You know, me, I'm a city boy. I don't give a fuck. I'll do whatever. I'm down for whatever, right? So I get on top of this fucking horse, bareback. And bro, we're talking about a small puny town, all right? They don't have fucking those nice reins and all that shit.
You said bareback, and I was like, pause. You talk about bareback, you talking about raw dogging somebody.
I'm talking about riding the motherfucking without us.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Exactly.
I'm not okay. So look, for y'all folks out there that like humping animals and shit like that, this ain't one of those, all right? This ain't fucking one of those bestiality stories. So I jump on this motherfucking horse, and again, they don't have reins. It's actually just a lasso rope around the motherfucker's muzzle, and I'm holding on. So I'm trotting with the bitch like, yeah, so I'm thinking I'm the shit, right? I'm like, oh man, I could ride this bitch a little bit faster. So, you know, I see movies, so I slap the motherfucker's ass. That motherfucker kicks out, like, starts rolling, bro. And I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker's tight. Yeah. There's a fucking female horse up ahead on the road that we're on. I'm trying to pull this motherfucker back, right? This is a male horse I'm riding. This motherfucker's showing off now. Rolling, baby. Again, no saddle. This is me on top of the horse. Bro, it was about to crash with that other horse that was right there in front of us on the road. I fucking fell sideways. Like literally, when I was trotting, I couldn't fucking get no grip, bro. So I'm rolling. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm pulling back. I'm doing what they say in the movie, saying, whoa. That motherfucker's bilingual. He's Spanish. You don't listen to whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying, pare, cabrón, pare. I'm talking to him in Spanish, bro. The motherfucker would not stop. Next thing I know, I slid under the motherfucker. Right? Luckily, the back of my head hit his cock instead of my face, because that would have been bad.
Or penis.
Next thing I know, bro, I catch a hoof. Bam! right to the fucking face. Swollen. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because I will never, ever, ever, I don't care how much they paying, will get that close to a horse unless that motherfucker is asleep.
Man, you got to get back on that, man. It's like riding a bike. You got to get back on that motherfucker, man.
No, I'm not afraid of falling off. I'm afraid of getting kicked by the motherfucker. That shit hurts.
I'm pretty sure it do, man, but fuck it. 2 tears in the bucket.
Well, you go ahead and have fun and go massage those motherfuckers' balls. This guy,
I said that's for them people. It's a special modality or whatever, but I'm not doing that shit. I'm only about like, they call me Dr. Good Hands.
What's modality?
Modality is like a special little field. So like you can specialize in like, so you get your license in massage therapy, then you can go get like, you know, legit certified to do lymphatic drainage, which is a different modality when it comes to, and it actually pays more if you know how to do lymphatic drainage. And that especially comes in handy with women that have had like breast augmentations, because you're going to need your lymphatic system drained. And so all this shit comes into play, man. Like people, I'm dead serious, man. I thought it was a joke too when I first started this shit, but
I'm just tripping out. So wait, you get to massage some girls' titties?
Well, they're lymph nodes. So you have lymph nodes all through your body.
Right.
So you got to flush it all out and everything. I mean, you can technically, with permission, massage the pec area. And then you can also, with permission, massage the sternum, which actually feels good when you massage your sternum, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit feel good as fuck.
So, quick question since we're on this for the public. Fake titties or real titties? Or does it matter?
You know what? Man, I just like titties in general, man. And what's crazy, man?
So you like big fat man titties?
The moobs?
Yeah, you're telling me you like all titties, so you like big fat man titties.
Man, like I like titties because the way them things be bouncing and shit when they riding, I just try to catch that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Did you just come out the closet to us?
I talk about titties when they riding.
Right, and I said, so you like big fat man titties.
Oh, no.
You said, I like it when they riding and they bouncing up and down. So, hey, you know what? Hey, brother, it's okay. It's okay now.
The females be riding and things be just bouncing and you trying to catch a titty in your mouth. Wow, this shit fucking great, man.
It's all good, baby. It's 2020. You know,
it's
come out now. But yeah, dude, it's just, that's cool. I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and finish up that topic on how much to spend on an animal. I would say about $1,000 myself personally. I'd like to hear from you all out there in the world. What's your limit on spending for an animal? Is there a limit? Are they really a family member?
So Danny, you say a G, right? So let's ask the people this. Danny says a G is the most he's willing to spend on an animal. I'm saying 500, 550 tops is the most that I'm going to spend on an animal. And I know that sounds messed up, right?
Who you calling Danny?
You fool! You ain't no Lopez, Danny. Hey.
No, guy. No. We are not officers. We are not officers. Lopez? Hunt. Lopez.
Yeah.
Hunt.
No, man, I'm a civilian. Listen, you see this shit? I'm a fucking civilian, baby.
Okay.
Look, I'm about to get this shit fucking locked up in a minute.
Are you not retired?
Yeah, I'm retired as fuck.
Well, did you not retain your rank as well then when you retired?
Nope. Listen, whenever I have to go through the gate, to go to Fort Hood, they'll be like, hey, have a good day, Sergeant or Staff Sergeant. I'll be like, listen, man, just call me Lee, call me Hunt, but don't call me Staff Sergeant. I'm not a fucking NCO no more. And I tell them, I was like, listen, I appreciate it. I thank you. I understand that you mean respect, but that day is gone. That day is long.
It's funny you bring that up. Respect and NCOs, right? Because that has to be a question that I had for you regarding today's fucking mid-month memo.
Let's get it.
Check it. So I'm gonna give you a story again. This was Korea, 2008. I was going to what back then had been changed to WLC from PLDC, which is then got turned into PLC, and now is BLC. It's one of those fucking acronyms now. Probably BLM. I don't fucking know. Proud Boys, whatever. Anyway, so, but yeah, so I'm at WLC, right? And that's where you go for those unaware. WLC was back then the Warrior Leaders course. It was basically your first step in the leadership class, or to learn leadership and your leadership style. It's a preliminary course. It was a month long. Anyways, while I'm there, I was a young buck sergeant, and there were other buck sergeants there with us, and there was this one who happened to be an NCO for the supply NCO. And no, he wasn't black, which amazed me. Usually they're all black. This was a Hispanic dude. And
yeah, that's rare. That is rare as fuck.
Exactly. And that's probably why he got into the situation that he was in. So while discussing it with him, he came, just talking, shooting the shit, whatever, in Korea. He said, hey man, how do you deal with soldiers that don't listen to you? Because my guy doesn't listen to me at all. I tell him to do this and do that, and he doesn't do it. And so what do you do with people like that? And it came, and in my thought, my brain, I couldn't accept that. It did not compute, because I've never had that situation, and how would you deal with that if it came, or have you ever experienced that yourself?
Well, funny story, right? I actually kind of did with he was a sergeant. I was staff sergeant, and I'm gonna get into that later, remind me. But here's how you deal with that, in my opinion. Okay, so you're a young buck sergeant, you know what I'm saying? And you have an unruly E4 and below that don't want to deal with you. Okay, so you peeping game. So now what do? The people in your company troop battery, all same week, different days, right? Right? Company troop battalion, company troop battery, same week, different day. So what do? You check that young soldier in front of other NCOs, because now what other NCOs should do, if they see this motherfucker ain't respecting you and they know that you a buck sergeant, they should be one to motherfucking pull a fucking tank, a fucking Pete, a fucking Griffin, a goddamn Martinez. You know what I'm saying? They should be one to swarm that motherfucker like how they would have done that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then what would happen? That would have made that young NCO know, like, no, I can't fuck with him because all these motherfuckers are gonna fuck with me. And then that young NCO he'd have gradually got more and more respect from that soldier. It shit is all a fucking mind game. Now, like I said, man, I had an incident when it was not too long ago. It was right before I retired. Like, I'm on rear D. This fucking young ass sergeant, he was fucking around with some shit, and he didn't listen to me, and he mouthed off. And fucking tried to slam the door. And what really pissed me off wasn't the fact that he slammed the door. It was the fact that he had E4s and below in that room when he slammed that door. So I said, oh, hey, Corporal Hunt is about to come the fuck out today. I went in that motherfucker, boom. Who the fuck you think? Get the fuck out if you're an E4 and below. You little bitch ass sergeant. I'm going off on that motherfucker. And I was like shaking. I like, yo, what the fuck you want to do? Let's do this shit. The next day, I had that motherfucker apologizing to me in front of the whole fucking battalion. Because like I said, we was on rear D, had him apologizing to me, the whole fucking battalion, man. I was like, yo, you ain't finna do that shit with me.
Right.
Because fuck it. One or two things is gonna happen. First of all, we're on rear D. No one really gives a fuck on rear D. So if you want to fight, we both NCOs. We gonna fight. I don't give a flying fuck. It is what it is. I didn't start going to the gym then, and I know I'm skinny now, but I was way skinnier back then. But at the same time, if you want to fight, fuck it, we gonna fight. I'm gonna get some respect one way or another. Either you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna earn that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't end up like that one first sergeant did on fucking YouTube when he got knocked the fuck out.
Oh no, chances are I'd have got beat because he was a big boy. This motherfucker would have beat my ass. But guess what? I'd have snuck his ass the next day, like, hey, what's going on? So beep. The fuck it. We'd have been fighting. Again.
It's funny you say that. I had a sergeant named Aguayo. He was my chief out in Korea. And he told me, Lopez, as an NCO, you don't let these fucking Joes try to manhandle you. If you guys get into a fight, you get whatever fucking tool is around you and you beat them with it. He told me while he was in SIL, there was some kind of big ass black dude that tried to get crazy with it because he was a short little Mexican. That motherfucker wasn't gonna have it. I mean, he's from the streets, so that motherfucking street smart, and he grabbed a motherfucking, I don't know what he grabbed out of the gun and just started beating the fuck out of him on his knee, and then beat the shit out of him with it, and that was it afterwards. So I don't know if and this was back in 2008, so I don't know if this guy was that he had no respect or he probably, my mind frame is that he probably came in there acting too hard with the fucking with the Joe, and the Joe was like, who the fuck do you think I'm about to test your gangster? One, or two, he came in there too weak and wanted to be his friend, you know, and then try to become authoritative. Because one thing that I learned during my time as an NCO was it's better to come in as an asshole and, you know,
assertive,
fucking hammer, rather than thank you, baby. And for those who don't know, my wife just came in. Hi, hon. So
gay!
Yeah.
Says the single motherfucker.
Is this yours right here?
Yeah, says the single motherfucker looking at Pornhub every night, right?
But so it's easier to come in as an asshole and fucking easily relax the fucking the noose on the neck or your knee off their neck.
Once they
you know what, before George Floyd, it was a fucking phrase: take your foot off their neck. All right, we used to say that shit. So you know, you take the foot off the neck, and because that way, whenever you give an order, they won't question it. Versus if you go in trying to be the cool person, be all friendly with them, and then you try to tell them, "Hey, go ahead and do this," they're gonna let you like, "Oh yeah,
fuck
now,
that shit. Brother." Man, you hit the nail right on the head, right? So this last unit I was in, I don't give a fuck. I'm out. 182, right? I had PCS there. PCS, like fucking, we're in formation. Platoon sergeant is trying to give his brief. Motherfuckers are talking. I'm a 4 section chief at this time, so it's 4th, 5th, and 6th. I'm like senior NCO, senior chief in that platoon. Fucking everybody's talking, man. I turned around. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like platoon sergeant still trying to talk. Goddamn soldiers in the back is talking. NCOs let them talk. I turn around. I'm telling, shut the fuck up. Goddamn platoon sergeant up here talking, and you motherfuckers are running your fucking mouths. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I was like, I was on TRADOC for 5 years. This is the bullshit I come back to. Now keep in mind, it was male and female soldiers at this time, man. Like my platoon was 2nd platoon. 1st platoon, them motherfuckers even locked the fuck up and shut the fuck up. They didn't say shit. You know, and that shit was funny. And then like you had motherfuckers from the training room, they had just stepped out and they heard this shit. And them motherfuckers was like, who the fuck is this new dude? You know what I'm saying? And soldiers didn't fuck with me. They was like, Sergeant Hunt is not to be fucked with. Leave this man alone. Now, when I became platoon sergeant, right, my section already knew how I operated. And so when they had announced that, like, yo, Sergeant Hunt's gonna be the platoon sergeant, it was a dude in my section and a female in another section. They were laughing, and the female, she used to be my workout partner, right? After we both were out of the Army. And she was like, yeah, man, as soon as we heard that you were gonna be the platoon sergeant, we just started laughing and telling everybody, hey, pray.
Dude, I can't imagine that shit, because I'm just imagining that's no respect for the fucking platoon sergeant that was standing in front of them, first of all. Sorry. I mean, dude, if you got motherfucking Joe talking while the platoon sergeant's talking, I wanted to see somebody do that in front of Smoke Norwood. I'll wait. Who did
Brother, Smoke Norwood wasn't caught up in no kind of fucking any of the soldier shit. So come on now. Listen, I ain't finna say no names. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what the fuck it is. Like,
this,
not like I'm
right here. This is a prime fucking example of motherfuckers getting promoted while not needing to be promoted. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're touching on a motherfucking subject that pisses me the fuck off. All these jackass fucking E5s that got automatic had no reason getting promoted. Then automatic E6. What the fuck was that?
Listen, man. When I say, like I said, to protect the names of the innocent, even though they know what it is. I mean, Buddy could come talk to me. It is what it is. He knows the fucking truth. Everybody in the fucking battalion knows the truth. But I'm not gonna say Buddy's name.
That's cool. But
my first fucking day, my first day there, right? They called me up. I'm still in reception. They like, yo, well, we know you come to the unit. You need to show up. You need to go certify. Keep in mind, I just came from being an instructor.
Yeah.
training these fucking lieutenants. Certification ain't shit to me at this point. Like, okay, guess what? I do this shit on a fucking daily basis. Fuck it. So I'm like, listen, man, I'm not finna go to the field. I ain't got no gear, y'all. And I haven't been to CIF. Fuck that. They were like, well, fuck it. We got some gear for you. Are you scared? And I was like, am I scared? Moi? I was like, fuck it, bet. I'm finna go fucking shoot this bitch. And it was only 5 and 6. Crazy thing, right? It was table 5, table 6, but they did it in succession back to back like it wasn't shit. So I'm in the field waiting to shoot because there was another dude that I'm still cool with now. He did his shit, his table 5 and 6 first. So I'm in the back of the Humvee. I'm chilling. I'm like, yo, that's some bullshit. The platoon sergeant and his driver are talking. And all of a sudden, I hear this young female soldier call this goddamn sergeant first class a fucker. I almost flipped my shit. She was like, hey, quit it, you fucker. And they were laughing. And I was like, you know what? Them two motherfuckers are fucking. There's no way in hell, as a sergeant first class, even as an E6, E5, I'll be damned if I let a fucking female or male call me a fucker. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna let you call me a fucker. The only reason she got away with that because they was fucking. And in my mind, before I even said something, I was like, them two are fucking. I was like, there's no way in hell a self-respecting sergeant first class is gonna let a fucking PFC call him a fucker if them two motherfuckers want fucking.
But hey, let's open up all the fucking combat MOSs to females because it's nothing's
they
gonna.
But they do that shit in the other but in the other shits too. In the non-combat MOSs, they still fucking. They still are.
But again, here's the problem. In the non-combat MOSs, it doesn't fucking mess with the readiness of lethality. We deal with lethality here. We don't have time to fucking if it's S1, oh no, they lost a fucking promotion packet. Got it. We could build another one. But out in the field, in real shit, no. And that's y'all know how, you know what? If y'all don't know it by now, I don't think that females should be in combat arms.
I think they should. But I think the motherfuckers got to, man, there's so much fucking shit I can tell you right now in that fucking old battalion. Man, that motherfucker's getting released.
You think they should?
I think they should be. Fuck it, why not? That's like saying, okay, so if a female can't be in our world, and when we were 13 Bravos, what the fuck does a man need to be in S1 for? All men should be fucking combat arms.
Not all men can do it.
If you're not able to drag that weight, drag that round, fuck it. You finna learn today.
You're right. But again, I'm not trying to fuck another man.
Yeah. I didn't try to fuck none of the female soldiers, but you know what? I found out that one lied on me and said that I fucked.
Oh, well, there you go.
This was no. What's crazy is here's the deal.
You're making a case for me. Go ahead, baby.
Let me back this up a little bit. You're single Sergeant Staff Sergeant Lopez, right? You're on Tinder. You find a chick, boom, you connect, clap cheeks, right? You got your cheek music clapping going on. Come to find out, Shorty's in the Army.
Okay, too easy, baby. Okay.
Come to find out, she's in the Army. You a 13 Bravo. She works in optometry. What's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
Is that wrong? Keep in mind, you're in artillery. She's optometry.
Yeah.
Two total MOSs not finna see shit. Not finna see each other, right? Exactly. But according to the Army, that's still a no-go because you're a non-commissioned officer. She's a private. Was E-form. True story. This shit happened to me. Like I was clapping cheeks. Like that's why that one wound up saying that like we fucked apparently because she was friends with the other one. Somehow or another, my pictures got shown.
See, and this turned into Jerry Springer all of a sudden.
I know, man.
So,
but you know what? Your viewers are gonna listen to this shit because, like, a lot of your viewers, they're 13 Bravos. They're in the art. They got these integrated females now, so y'all gotta be really cautious. But as long as she's not a fucking 13 series, clap them cheeks.
Here's the thing: there was no reason to be cautious before the females hit the gun line. Just saying.
You'd be surprised.
Not when it's an all-male unit.
You'd be surprised how many of them was in the unit.
Bro, I know how many gays we had. Didn't care if they were gay or not. They fucking, as long as they could sign rounds, I don't give a fuck.
Don't care, man. I got a dude that I went to OIF1 with. Everybody knew he was gay, but he didn't come out the closet then because obviously you couldn't come out the closet. But everybody knew the dude was gay. Right. Dude never tried any of us in that fucking battalion. No. Never did.
Now, I mean, there were some times where I felt uncomfortable when I was in the shower with another gay person in there, or with a gay person, I should say. Excuse me.
Really? In our battalion?
No. This was in a different unit, and when I was in
Okay.
a different, I'm not gonna put out units because I've been in a couple, and anyways, it was while I was on deployment. I'll leave it at that. And I was
Shit.
uncomfortable in the showers because this other person was in there, and I knew that he was he switched hit, and I think he found me attractive. But it's all good. You know, it was cool. You know, I liked him as a soldier, good person, good worker. But
that
don't be looking at my chorizo, homie.
motherfuckers told me you dropped the soap. Nah, fuck Ugandans. Then the fucking soldiers, man. Them Ugandans weren't playing.
Oh God, fucking Matumbo.
Packs. Like in 08 when we first deployed and went to
Hold up. Wait up. Rewind. So how do you deal with the soldier as in doing what you're telling them to do?
after you've already smashed?
Even if it's not somebody you smashed. Let's just say, because my whole story was that this NCO was unable to I think that he didn't have the respect of the soldier.
Okay.
So I think, you know, if you've already tried, some of them you could try smoking the shit out of them. But if they don't respect you, they're gonna look at you and laugh and walk the fuck away. At that point, you put your hands on them. That's just my world. You know what I'm saying? I'm grabbing you, I'm putting my hands on you, and we're going behind the connexes. You want to try me? Let's do it. But if you bitch made and you ain't got heart, then you have a talk with them. Like, hey man, check it out. What's the problem here? You know, try to find the root cause. I guess I'll go the politically correct way, since we are the Army's a business now and no longer a killing machine. I would sit them down and counsel them and find out, hey, what is exactly the problem that we're having? Why are you having a problem with my authority? Why are you not listening to me?
You're right, man. So once again, I can't use names, but there was a young E5 when I got to this unit, just dogging this fucking soldier out who was in civilians, and he was like, "You better stand at pray rest for me." Blah blah blah. That soldier's going ham on that young E5, cussing him out, telling me what he wasn't gonna do, what he was gonna do. So I step in. Keep in mind, I'm fresh. I'm just there. I'm like, yo, hey. I was like, yo, Sergeant so-and-so, hey, take a break, chill out. I got this. I was like, hey, come in here, soldier, right now. Let's talk. I sat down in the chair. Before I even said anything, this motherfucker jump and pray rest for me. And I'm like, you jump and pray rest for me. You in civilians, you just told this other NCO you ain't doing it for him. I'm like, there's a disconnect with y'all two. Y'all got some beef going on somewhere. It's bigger than Nino Brown. So I was like, you know what? Sit down, chill. Let's talk. I was like, what the fuck is going on between y'all two? And I said, let me make one thing clear. I told the joke, I said, let me make one thing clear. I'm not taking your side. That's the NCO. I was like, if anything, I'm gonna take his side before I take your side. Mm-hmm. But I said, I want to know what's going on with you right now, so I can help fix the problem with y'all two. Man, to this day, I have no problem. That dude's out the Army too. Still got no problem. He still called me Sergeant Hunt. And I'm like, yo, chill, man. You can call me Lee, you can call me Michael, or you can call me Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that Sergeant Hunt shit is gone. You know what I'm saying? I just don't, I'm me now. Darby is a free elf. You know what I'm saying?
No, I have no idea what the fuck that meant.
Harry Potter.
Hashtag gay. So, well, again, I think, yeah, it boils down to something like that, you know. I mean, there's different fucking methods of leadership towards people. You know, you could either be a hammer or, you know, you could try to finesse shit like a screwdriver. I mean, they're both going to knock out the same fucking, the same mission. If you think about it, you can use a hammer on a screwdriver, but I mean, it'll be easier. I mean, you can use a hammer on a screw to accomplish the same mission, but sometimes it's easier just to use a screwdriver. Change your leadership tactic.
The mission's going to get done. The same effect it's going to get done is just the method that you take to get
right. But see, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I yelled a lot. I did. I yelled a lot. And it was because it wasn't that I had a superiority complex or anything like that. It's just that one thing I can't stand is when I give you clear instructions of what needs to get done and those instructions aren't followed, I'm going to get pissed. And, you know, I get pissed off. I lose my fucking head. And I lost it a couple of times, but you know, I was fair. I was fair with everybody. You know, if motherfuckers talk during an inspection, forget about it. Done. I'll just lock them up at parade rest. The end. Ain't nobody talking no more. But when you told me that you got fucking NCOs as well, allowing these Joes to fucking talk while Smoke Man is in the front, you might not respect the person. And you don't have to respect the person, but god damn it, you will respect that rank. And the NCOs that were allowing that to happen are garbage fucking NCOs. Because again, like you said earlier, you're not going to take Joe's back. You're always going to have the NCOs back, right, wrong, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? But
in front of the Joes,
you need to lock those motherfuckers up. You know what I mean? And you know one thing that you hit the nail on the head on. That fucking swarm of NCOs. Holy shit. I used to love seeing that shit.
Man, can you just imagine like that shit would like even today, man, I would hate to see them jokers. Griff of all people, Griff. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. I'd hate to see them motherfuckers go on somebody. Campos, Medina, goddamn, man, all them motherfuckers, man. I'd hate to see them motherfuckers go off on somebody. I'd be like, yo, game over for that.
I saw that shit, coming up as a private, and it's something that I followed along when I moved to 1-9. When I went to 1-9, I didn't see it very much in Korea because I honestly didn't have a problem with my soldiers there. They acted right. I was a young Bucky 5, and but I was a little pit bull too, and I wish motherfuckers would try me. That's always been my thing. Like I wish a motherfucker would. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Corporal Hunt was the same way, baby. I was like, fuck it, I wish a motherfucker would try me.
And then when I got to 1-9 FA, the NCO corps there was fucking solid. Like I'm talking about shit tight solid, bro. We might not get along with each other all the time, but we gonna have each other's back. And fucking, I'm telling you, I remember seeing Flo, fucking Brim, myself, Gunny Medina. Whew. Oh, I can tell you a story. There was this one time. There's a lot of Medinas, man. You don't know him.
Was it Oscar?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's too many Medinas all over the fucking place.
Imagine
right now, there's a Carlos Medina that you might have read. No, he's in 316, I think he went to. Anyway, but yeah, so dude, there was a time when, let's just say somebody had to get their ass whooped because they were talking shit about a officer and a first sergeant, and the NCO said, "Oh, really?" And the officer and the first sergeant kind of like closed the door behind him and said, "We'll take care of this." Let's just say, the guy corrected himself afterwards.
Yeah, hey, fuck it.
He might not have recalled what happened, but it happened.
And I got, some leaders today, some of them, like, you got some first sergeants today. I don't follow this dude in particular, but I see him a lot on TikTok. And, he's kind of more on the politically correct side, but, it's clear he's been in for a while. Hell, the dude's a fucking ranger, but he's still, I'm not saying you just dog a fucking soldier. You don't just dog a soldier to dog a soldier. Right. You have to be able to talk to that soldier, find out what the issue is. Mm-hmm. You have to exhaust all communications before you just start dogging a motherfucker. And I know some people may not say that's right, but like sometimes them soldiers got issues that they, may not feel comfortable talking about. For whatever it is either home issues, family with their wife, spouse, or whatever, or issues with other family members, or issues in that battery or whatever. They may not be comfortable talking right away. So you just can't dog them out right away. You got to break through to them soldiers, find a way to break through so they can at least tell you what's going on. So you try to help that shit, not coddle, but you try to help that shit before you that tactic. But now once you've exhausted all means, then you got to show that soldier, hey, listen, I'm Thanos, bitch. You about to get snapped out of existence.
So I agree with you to an extent. And I think from the beginning, you have to set the example that you are to be listened to.
Yeah, you to be here.
And it's in the fucking it's in the creed, the welfare of my soldiers. That's fucking my basic fucking responsibility. One of them, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure that they're all squared away, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be their fucking friend. And a lot of NCOs, or I'm not even gonna want to call them NCOs nowadays. A lot of sergeants that I saw were fucking more about the popularity game versus the teaching and training game. You see what I'm saying? Like I got a text earlier from someone that's active right now. And he's young in the military, young in the army, and young in age as well. Um and he's tripping out because they're about to go to 3 formations a day. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's what we used to do. We had 0630, then we had 0930, then we had 1330 or 1300, and then we had 1700. And then I told them, with time, the 1300 one's going to go away. That one's just there. But with time, they're going to go away. And, I'm trying to tell them, like, welcome to the fucking real army, because that's what it's supposed to be like, accountability, and he's like, well, this bullshit and da-da-da-da. And I told him, well, you know what? It's because he's still, like I said, he's still young. He came into the army during COVID. Like, he was in Korea at first, and now he's here in the States, and he's now getting used to garrison army. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Garrison army, it's a lot of bitch work and a lot of accountability. And you can't blame the sergeant major for wanting to have 4 fucking formations a day.
Especially with COVID going on. Yes, motherfuckers. Man, listen, when I first came, I thought that shit was standard, man, at Fort Campbell. That's how we had it. We had 6 o'clock, we had our 6:30, 9 o'clock, 1300, and still be. Yep. Like, I thought that shit was fucking standard. Like, don't be fucking late to this shit. Like, if you better motherfucking put that child in your pocket and make sure you're here for this fucking 1300. Like,
yeah, no doubt, dude. So I was telling them, like, that's what the real army is like. God forbid you guys start getting black boots again. You better start learning how to fucking use kiwi and a fucking and a cotton ball.
Hell yeah, kiwi water and a cotton ball. Fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying,
dude? And I feel bad for him. He's a young buck. He just finished his BLC. And he's family, literally, family. And I'm trying to just to give him guidance. You know what I mean? I just try to give him guidance from my mistakes that I've made. They pinned him, he's got that fucking E4 NCO, which I fucking think is the most garbage rank in the world. And
love that rank.
I fucking hated Corporal. You know all Corporal was, right? Corporal was just, we need an NCO to go do this. Corporal Lopez.
Yeah. Hey, I love being a corporal, man. Look, next time you talk to Marquez, tell him who Corporal Marquez, Corporal Hunt, the best fucking corporals, United States Army.
I'll tell you what, the one thing I did like about Corporal, and I think this would be a good thing, was that once you get that P status, you need to start that separation from your peers.
Yeah.
So I think pitting Corporal is a good fucking bridge to that. But if you're going to make somebody a fucking NCO, be ready to give that motherfucker the responsibilities that come with it. Because there's fucking, what was this shit? There's implied fucking duties or implied responsibilities that you have to do, right, as an NCO. Yeah. So you better be ready to take care of that shit.
But there has to be that E5, there has to be that E6 actually to start teaching him and grooming him.
Oh, yeah.
What they don't do anymore, from what I've seen before I got out, they don't switch the motherfucker over like they should. Like, you just pinned this motherfucker corporal. You and Alpha Battery, your ass is going to fucking Bravo Battery. Sergeant Major, this E4 corporal is going to Bravo Battery. I need an E4 to replace his ass.
Or can we start? I don't know if they still do them. Remember what they got, NCO DPs or PDs?
Yeah, donkey. Yeah, NCO donkey punch. Double penetration.
Well, the way I looked at it, they were good because it was talking about NCO duties and responsibilities and how to handle them. You would have a fucking senior NCO up there giving you guidance and, giving you their knowledge. It was great fucking times. I don't know if they still do it. Probably not. I don't know. I know they took away Sarge times training.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, and now
they kind of started implementing it back a little bit before I got out with the sergeant time training. Now, we know the 277, the 582, we did sergeant time training, and that shit was tedious, but every fucking Thursday we were doing sergeant times training. It is what it is.
Because that's the time that you have with your Joes. That's the time that the NCOs have to be together, to learn, to teach, to do our fucking jobs. Officers, bye. No offense to the officers, but y'all go do your PowerPoints. and go do your planning.
Yeah.
We got this.
But unfortunately, like you said, man, you got to think about it. Like we came up in that era, the 2005 era, 2002, in my opinion, to about 2007. That was the golden year of the NCOs. What happened was, in my opinion, so the officers can get mad if they want to. Can't do shit to me. I don't give a fuck. What happened was all those deployments, right? So motherfuckers were not staying in their lane for those deployments. Prime example, my first deployment, OIF-1, 2003, you would have NCOs go out. So we went from Key West to Missoula, four vehicles deep, just NCOs to go conduct a mission. Then what happened? Now we had to have this fucking lieutenant. So now what's really happening is it's a dick measuring contest with all these fucking officers. Who did this? Who let their platoon do this? Who did such, so and so? It's all a dick measuring contest. And those officers wind up getting in the NCO's business. Plain and simple. We hate it, but that's what fucking wound up happening. Because it was a dick measuring contest. They wanted to pad their OER. They wanted to get that next rank. And they just wanted that damn patch.
You know, that's a great segue to another comment. I mean, I didn't even have this one. I've discussed it a few times with one of my old buddies about officer-led versus NCO-led units. We're the backbone of, or as NCOs, we are the backbone of the Army for a reason. We stand this motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? And we have a backbone. I don't think that the NCO Corps has a backbone any longer. Just basically, you know what? Here's what I'm going to say.
You're right.
I read some of the shit on like, I'll go on Facebook and I'll read some shit that I'm reading and I want to wonder like, how did you get promoted? You know, even on those Army websites, Rally Point, those Army things, I read those and I'm like, how did you get promoted if you're such a baby back bitch?
Oh, what's crazy? I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Well, the point that I want to make was not talking shit about officers. You guys do great things. You really do. But
stay in your lane.
Let us exactly. What do you say to those that say that there's no such thing as officer business and NCO business?
I say you're full of shit. Your business is to acquire the equipment that I fucking need. My business is to take that equipment, which I'm telling you I need, and to train those fucking soldiers. Plain and simple.
So do you think that there maybe was like a dick measuring contest between the platoon sergeant and the platoon leader? You know,
no.
There should always, because there should be a great relationship between the platoon sergeant and the platoon leader. If they have a great relationship, then they'll both learn from each. Well, there's nothing that the platoon sergeant's gonna learn from the PL. But if the PL is humble, he'll learn from the platoon.
And you know what? You're dead right. So I'm gonna take being deployed for an example again. Them two motherfuckers, the first sergeant in BC, them two motherfuckers should eat every meal together. During deployment, them two should eat every fucking meal. Platoon sergeant, platoon leader, them two motherfuckers need to be eating every fucking meal together. That platoon leader need to be picking the brain of that fucking platoon sergeant, because that's just gonna help him out once he becomes a battery commander. That's what it's gonna. That's the job for him. He's to be the senior advisor to the leader. That's what your fucking job is, plain and simple. Now, unfortunately, like I said, a lot of these officers got it in their head where I have to take control. I don't know where that disconnect happened, and they let it slide. Now, there's some people that I know. I'm not gonna mention his name. We probably know who I'm talking about. He here right now. This joker still don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? He still don't play that shit. Like I went to visit him. I went to go visit him a few months ago. He's like, no. Told his captain, you know, hey, no, sir, that's not what's going to happen. That's stupid. This is what's going to happen. This is why it needs to happen. And that's what it's going to be. You know what that captain did? That captain was like, you know, First Sergeant, you're right. That makes sense. And Charlie Mike.
Balls. It takes fucking balls. And it goes back again. If you think about it, it goes back to the promotions of the people that are getting advanced without having the necessity to be advanced. Look, not every specialist is going to be a fucking NCO. Not every specialist is going to be a leader. Bring back the specialists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever they had back in the day. You know, obviously they're going to have a lower pay than an NCO because of the responsibilities. But if that motherfucker is a specialist, 3 and is great at a fucking, at humping rounds, keep them doing that shit. You know, if he doesn't want to advance, I'm not going to force you to advance. I'll challenge you. I'll try to mold you and motivate you to do it. But there's just some people out there that have no reason being in charge.
Because they just want numbers. Because a lot of these fucking battery commanders and these especially battery commanders, they only care about numbers. Who's getting promoted? What's retention like? It's all a fucking numbers game.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I'm sure we had one NCO that was mildly retarded, and you already know who it is. I'm not gonna even say his
There's a couple of them. There's a couple of them. I mean, that Sergeant Hunt guy, he was fucking fucked up.
Still living.
Yeah. What was it? You talking about Moku?
No, Moko, he realized that, and I respected that of him. I heard Moko one time say, "Nah, I don't want to be a section chief because, you know, the guys won't listen to me." You know, he knew that he had something that debilitated him, like an impediment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we also had a E5 who made it to E6, as I heard.
Woody Woods.
Yeah. So that, I mean, God forbid he's an E7 now. Put him in charge of a fucking platoon. That shit's gonna shoot out every motherfucking time they go to the field.
Well, I don't think it'll shoot out. This is what I think will happen. I think that in that particular situation, not shitting on that man, I think that platoon leader definitely would run the fucking platoon, run all aspects of it. And I think that the chiefs would bear the brunt of it. I think those chiefs would bear the brunt. Those chiefs, I think that.
Or the gunneries aren't.
Yeah, true. And I think that, like, right now, it's more like people don't respect. I think these officers don't respect the value of that section chief. I don't think they don't respect the knowledge because it's shut up, do what I say. I'm this, you're that. And it shouldn't be like that. Like, I'm not saying that section chief should just be like, fuck you, lieutenant, blah, 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 blah. No. Yes, that platoon sergeant and that platoon leader need to have like that symbiotic relationship. But at the same time, that platoon leader needs to understand that section chief is the one responsible for all 8 of them fucking Joes. His opinions mean something. I don't think they understand that. I think that those platoon leaders only see, I respect Sergeant First Class and above.
Right. And well, we had one PL that tried to get in our lane, and we told them, with all due respect, sir, leave my fucking soldiers alone. They're my soldiers. If you got anything to say to my soldiers or to myself, pass it on to the platoon sergeant. That's who you need to. And the platoon sergeant will take care of it with me. Aside from that, you have nothing to do with my fucking soldiers. Nothing. Because I know these soldiers.
Net. Said, and you better ask to come underneath this net.
Shit. Motherfuckers never come under my net. Fuck that. Stay out my motherfucking net. Unless you got some drink. That's another story for another day. But yeah, man, you know, and that's really it was really an important thing that I wanted to discuss because honestly, with the officers and NCOs, there's always been like a rivalry. And the ones that I see that are the best leaders are the ones that work hand in hand with their counterpart. You know, don't be a fucking yes man as a platoon sergeant. And I think that's probably, I started noticing that too within the first sergeant ranks and the sergeant major ranks. You know, like whatever happened to saying, this is stupid. Why are we doing it? No, you know, they just wanted to fucking bite their time to get the fuck out, you know?
Yes, sir. This sounds like a good idea. No, it don't, sergeant major. Like, you need to go talk to that colonel.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, at least give them the reasoning behind of why it's a stupid idea. You know what I mean? Like, I get looked at funny at work. I'll bring this to the civilian sector because I don't keep my mouth shut. I can't. You know, if something doesn't make sense, I'm going to do it because I have to do it. But I'm going to ask, like, why? What sense does this make if you're going to fucking, why are you reinventing the wheel? You see what I'm saying? The good idea fairy. Remember the good idea fairy?
Yeah.
It keeps striking all the fucking time and nobody's killing that bitch, man.
Brother, I just got clowned on last week because, like, they were like, man, you know, they were like, Lee always here early. And like one of the other students was like, man, I remember when we first started class, you were talking about how that pissed you off that people were coming late. Now this dude, he was retired too.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually a 25 Bravo attached to 13 Bravos.
Damn.
So he was in Afghanistan. So he was going on patrol with him. He was like, oh, you're 13 Bravo? He's like, okay, I know how y'all are. He was like, yeah, man. Like, he was like, I was laughing because you were complaining about people showing up late.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that you still early every day. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I don't know, man. Just like, I was like, everybody felt comfortable walking in like an hour after class already started, like it wasn't shit. I was like, and the teachers didn't give a fuck. Like it was like, okay, so they just kept on teaching. I'm like, there's no consequences. We just do this shit.
Fuck it. They're the one losing out on it because they paid their money, or they're gonna be paying that money. So the teachers don't give a fuck. They getting paid.
Brother, I'm telling you, man, he was like, listen, man, the civilian world, no, it's civilians. You're a civilian now. It is what it is. You get it or you don't get it. There's nobody holding you accountable. No taking your money if you don't do this. It's
no
all
structure. It's no fucking structure. And got a quick question now. Being that you're early as a black man, so
oxymoron.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does colored people time still work in the military, or is that different?
I mean, I know it definitely work in the military, but like civilian world, I don't know. But like, I just hate it, man. I'm there before the lady that opens up the door gets there in the morning times. Yeah. So I didn't make it yesterday because I had car problems, right? So I didn't go to school. So I was at school today, and another one of the students was like, well, he said, well, if Lee's not here at 8 o'clock, then we know he ain't showing up for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? School, the class starts at 8:30.
Right.
But I'm literally there about like 7:30, 7:40 in the mornings.
I did that shit when I started working at where I work at now. And I was told I couldn't show up that early anymore because if I did, I have to sit in the car in a parking lot because I'm a liability. And if something happens in there while I'm in the office before work, it's a lawsuit. So, yeah.
I sit in my car, man, waiting for the lady to get there to open the building.
That's what I would do. I would sit in my car and just listen to some podcasts and fucking just fucking smoke cigarettes, man. So let me ask you something. Let's move topics real quick. Got a quick one for you. You were an EO leader, right?
Yes. Worst job in the Army.
I was an EO leader as well.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up because I just finished taking a unbiased fucking class or whatever crap bullshit. It's basically a HR class, which is the civilian equivalent of EO. So, do you think that you ever affected or changed anyone's mind through your EO classes?
No, I say no, man, because you got to remember, like when I was the EO, I was predominantly working with lieutenants. Those were the ones making the complaints. Now, I was in the training battery. So we had the soldiers. The soldiers never made any complaints. It was lieutenants that are trainees that were making some complaints. And like there was this one, we'll call her AY, right? She made a complaint, and it was like a EO complaint based on race. And so like, I guess I don't know, man. Like I can't, like, I try to tell people, man, I'm firm, but I'm fair. Like this is in writing. Like I can't just say that XYZ and go against what's in writing. It didn't follow. Like there was nothing there. Everything was in writing. Like you felt this kind of way about it. Like it don't matter how I feel about your opinions or whatever, but the fact that I have to go with the facts, and I have to go off of what AR 670, AR 600-20 said. Like that's what I had to go off of.
Right.
And I highlighted everything. I presented to her. And the complaint, this is what AR 620 says. Can't do nothing about it.
Let me back it up a little bit. Not just the complaint part. I'm talking about when you would do classes, as far as like when you would get, because I was a battalion EO, and whenever I conducted my trainings, I mean, it was basically check the fucking block.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck about being in there. You know, you're not gonna change anyone's fucking mind. And I could sum up the fucking class in a heartbeat. Respect. The end.
Yeah. Keep your dick to yourself. Don't pop a titty in your mouth without permission. You know what I'm saying? Don't put that in your mouth without permission.
I don't remember anybody coming out saying, oh wow, I never thought about not calling a black man the N-word. You know,
yeah.
You know,
common sense. Matter of fact, you know what's crazy? You know what AR 600-20 says, right?
What that?
You could call black people African American, Haitian, and Negro.
What's wrong?
I was like, damn, you could call it. You could. I was like, so this is 2014, 2015. You mean Negro, and this shit is acceptable by Army standards?
I think so. I mean, it's the color.
Listen, this is America.
This ain't Negro.
America. We don't fucking.
How do you spell Negro?
Nergo. So I don't fucking know, man. What
God like? Damn, there goes that Negro education.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
You just spelled Nergo. It's Negro.
Yeah.
And what does that spell in Spanish?
I mean, it means black in Spanish, if you will. But is this the Spanish Army or the American Army? Because last time I checked, we spoke American in this bitch.
Oh yeah, what's American? I'll wait.
What's American is stolen culture. But hey, listen, we're not gonna get on that.
Damn, and with that one, I'll just move on to the next one. How do you feel about the Cleveland Indians changing their name?
Well, I know people are gonna say it's like, being pussified or whatever. But you gotta understand this, like, so say you say the Redskins, right? Let's take the Washington Redskins for an example.
Sure.
That is seriously a derogatory term. That's like saying we're the Washington niggers. We're the Washington niggers. Now, would you in today's society, do you think any sports team would be like, we are the Washington, we're the Dallas, we're the whatever niggers?
Okay, but see, they weren't calling them the Washington Savages.
Redskins is still a derogatory term for indigenous people.
Hey, where does the word indigenous come from?
Listen, man, everybody has titles, they have names. They were indigenous to this country. They were the ones here before.
Where does indigenous come from? What word is indigenous?
Listen, I'm not Australian. I don't use a didgeridoo.
I'm just saying, indigenous has the word Indian in it because it kind of means if I'm saying, I'm just saying there's the indigenous.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Boy, that light bulb just went off.
What do you mean? You think is it not right?
Yeah. I wonder what Chosky has to say about this. If Chosky's listening, he has to.
And that's fine. Why does it take Chosky Palfi to when my people were Indian? Do we forget that?
You know who we need to ask?
That's right. We don't give a fuck about the south of the border Indians. We only care about the Indians up here, right? Never mind the fucking the Mayans and Pipiles and Incas that were fucking colonized, raped, and destroyed. Fuck them. They don't have a say.
They don't care about the Tainos neither, really. Let's face it. But you know who we need to ask about this to clear all.
Nobody give a shit about them.
We need to ask crows fly high below the horizon about this.
Oh my God.
I'm about to get hate mail for that one. Hey, good thing I fucking not on Facebook no more, so fuck it.
Indigenous origin.
Google it.
Sure. Okay, indigenous, meaning native. Indígena.
Mm-hmm.
So Indian, indigenous. I'm just saying it kind of works. It works in there.
I like what you did there.
I'm just saying. But and I just think honestly, personally, if they were calling them like the Washington fucking Savages, I get it. I'll even give you the Redskins, but not really, because Redskins wasn't a term that was looked on or frowned upon until this woke America. All right. There's far more, at least from my perspective, I've seen a lot more motherfuckers proud to be called natives, the natives, if you want to call them, proud of having their fucking image shown as warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are they going to, okay, let's get rid of the Indians. I get the whole reasoning behind that. They don't like being called Indians because they're not dots, they're feather. Got it.
Yeah. They don't own 7-Elevens.
So what do we call them?
So say Washington wanted to be like the Washington, the Washington Warriors. I think they got a football team named that. Mm-hmm. Or say they wanted to be named the Washington any Indian tribe name, and they still had, with the logo, with the feather on there, looking like a proud warrior. Now we're giving respect to that specific tribal.
What about the non-fighting Indians? Then they're going to be left out.
Well, if they weren't fighting, they probably were captured. So
what about them? Are we not going to be sensitive to their needs?
We're sensitive to their needs by letting them know that we represent their culture.
Their culture wasn't a fighting culture. Their culture was peaceful, gathering and eating berries culture. Now let's represent them.
What people were these? What Indians were these?
I'm just saying, there's bound to be one out there.
We could be the Washington Blackfoots.
But that's insensitive to black people.
No, because we're depicting the Native American people on there.
Who called them Blackfoots?
Themselves, like the translation.
That's what we translated it. It probably meant something like fucking proud redskin.
Oh, hell no,
man. I'm just saying.
No, who needs this discussion? K-Wall needs this discussion. That's who needs this discussion.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would love to hear
Indian. So here's my thing about it, okay? So are we saying that they're the original Americans, right?
In a sense, I don't want to go too deep into quote unquote woke.
What do we call this land before it was colonized by the Europeans? What was this land called?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
Me either. That's what I'm asking, fool.
I don't think we could call it because there was so many different tribes in different regions. So it wasn't just like. So you had like the Chinooks?
Fool, any helicopter named by the fucking army is a.
Yeah, you had your Kiowas, you had your Seminoles, you had your Blackfoots, you had your all of them. And
Apaches, Cherokees. Yeah.
Apache, yeah. All of them. So I don't think that we could just say that this was this land. I think there was because of the colonization.
Nations, right?
Yeah. They were just different nations in one land. So I think that after that colonization, it was like, well, we need to name this. It is what it is. And off topic, we really should have did this on December 21st because there's so much going on. December 21st.
What's December 21st?
I didn't even realize
Saddam Hussein.
No, I didn't even realize this until I was watching TikTok and I started talking about it. So apparently what's happening is, if anybody knows anything about the lunar calendar and all this shit that's going on, so we know that December 21st is the beginning of the winter solstice. Now, what actually happens
look, man, my people already did that shit. It was supposed to be 2012, bro.
No,
I
got it wrong.
Shit.
It's this year. It is this year. Not saying the world's going to come to an end. So what happens is we are about to enter the age of Pisces. We're leaving Aquarius and going to the age of Pisces, right? So what also happens is that Jupiter and Saturn are about to be perfectly lined up, perfectly, like zero, perfectly lined up, December 21st. And I think it's at 10 PTD time, if I'm not mistaken. But that is what's supposed to happen. And it's supposed to be this huge conscious shift of awakening going on because we're leaving one age and we're going to a new age. So it's about to be crazy, man.
Yeah, okay. They said the same thing about Y2K.
I know, right? And then you see what happened with Heaven's Gate. So I wonder how many people are finna do this shit with Heaven's Gate and just kill themselves.
Let them all fucking go. Let them all fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a good shoot. It's not even shoot the shit. It's been a good first mid-month memo. I think we went all around on this one. Pretty good.
Yeah, we did. Fuck it.
And I'm hoping that we brought y'all some entertainment over here, y'all. Thanks for being here on the Gunline and kicking it with myself and old Lee Hunt. And this motherfucker trying to call me by my first name. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. Old Danielle.
Negative. So yeah, man. Cool beans. I'll save this topic for next mid-month. But I think I hit on pretty much everything I wanted to hit on. Basically, if you got a soldier that's not listening, either A, beat the fuck out of him behind the Connex, or let him beat the fuck out of you, but one of y'all got to fucking squash this. Or do the passive
Dark
shit and talk to them, find out the root cause. B, $1,000 is the maximum that I will pay for a fucking dog. That's B. That was round 2. Round 3 was EO. Does it really work? I don't think so. And some other shit in between there. I don't remember what it was, but that was your 3-round fire mission there. Did I miss anything?
The females in combat arms.
That was a hip shoot that came out of nowhere. Yeah. We got a couple of hip shoots and one fucking what were the other ones that were hip shoots? There were hip shoots and there was emergency missions, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what a hip shoot is emergency mission.
No, but there was another one. There was one when you're in the goose egg and one when you're outside of the goose egg in the paladin. There was a hip shoot and I can't remember. Hey, Ma.
Hey.
Go away. Love you. Be gone. Oh, as you can see, I'm wearing that fucking Willie Pete.
No, man.
What you know about that? Willie Pete.
Before we log off, I need to do some plugging right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man. What you got to plug?
Listen, if you or anybody you know are in Killeen, Texas, you need to go to the fucking New Beginning School of Massage Killeen. Book with your boy Lee Hunt. It's $35. The money doesn't go to me. It goes to the school, but you get an hour massage. You can opt to get an hour massage, a 90-minute massage, or a 2-hour massage. But I need y'all to book with me for my intern hours, right? They call me Dr. Good Hands. Something else, too. If you're a pregnant woman, I can help induce your labor by simply rubbing on your legs. I found the sweet spot. There's a sweet spot for that. If you want to induce your labor, I can help you get that induced by rubbing.
It's not on the legs. It's actually towards the bottom by the heel, between the heel.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, you know, you can come over here to Dr. Feel Good, and I'll go ahead and make it happen. I got the magic.
It's by the calcaneus muscle tendon, if you will, aka the Achilles. You know what I'm saying? So, call me Dr. Good Hands.
All my folks out there in Killeen, make sure if you guys have a chance, look up the Phoenix Awakening massage therapist. You can't miss them. They're the ones wearing the purple Kool-Aid shirt. And my homeboy Lee Hunt, man, help a vet out. He's trying to get his shit straight out there. Let him get his certification, y'all. Hook a brother up. With that said, make sure you guys go check out. The link will be on the bottom of the description. It's the On the Gunline t-shirt merch store. Anything y'all help me out with goes to for this podcast. I need a new laptop because my daughter broke mine. So yeah, and it'll help out to make the show better, y'all. And also some of it'll go into my motorcycle fund, which we discussed earlier. And so hey man, it's been a pleasure having you on here, Hunt. As always, thanks a lot for being here with me. And maybe we'll do this again then, brother.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. Thank you for inviting me, man. I always appreciate you asking me to come on your show. It's a great honor for me, man. I love it.
Me too.
Especially, I believe I hold the record of being your guest that comes back the most, not like a co-host like that.
Oh, yeah, you do hold the record of being the most non-co-host appearance on here. You hold that record for sure. But hey, since you've been on here so much, do you know how to exit this shit out?
Man, listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. I probably do, but the last brain cells I had was in some Dos Equis. So I believe this was just On the Gun Line, rounds complete. Bye, bitch.
Rounds complete. End of mission. Gun line out. Bye, motherfuckers.
Peace.